The holiday break here at Grand Canyon University is now more than a week old, and most of the campus has been pretty quiet. But those who have participated in this holiday break homestand here at GCU Arena for the Lopes women's basketball team have certainly gotten their money's worth. They have become the Cardiac Kids and certainly have accomplished the goal of getting closer to the 500 mark. They're now one win away from getting to 5-5. Standing in their way this afternoon to wind up this three-game homestand is the Division III Poets of Whittier College from Los Angeles in women's basketball action. Good afternoon, everybody. Jim Howe welcoming you to GCU Arena and thanking you for taking a break from some of your holiday shopping to be a part of this, because you are certainly going to get your money's worth and then some. Gray hairs have been forming on Nicole Powell's head this week. That's the three-year head coach of your GCU women's basketball team. But she's still been able to smile at the end of each night. Both of the first two games of this homestand have seen the Lopes trail down the stretch and then clamp down defensively in the final 3 minutes to battle back. Monday night against UNLV, the Lopes held the Rebels without a point in the final 2:21 to come from behind, get two free throws from Carla Balagay in the final seconds, and win it 53-51. And then just 3 nights ago, the Lopes trailed UC Santa Barbara by 8 points with 5.5 minutes to go, and then saw them methodically come back thanks to a 12-5 rebounding advantage in the fourth quarter, and thanks to timely buckets from Jada Holland, who scored 13 of her 15 points in the second half. Tavia Rowell, who had a huge three-pointer, 1 of 3 on the night, with a half a minute to go to give GCU their first lead since the first quarter. And then, after a coast-to-coast drive by UCSB's Danae Miller to give the Gauchos a 1-point lead with 3.2 seconds left, it was Deja Daniel, whose bank-in layup in the final second secured a come-from-behind miraculous 58-57 victory and set the stage for this afternoon's game, as the Lopes will now try and make it 3 straight as they take on the Poets of Whittier College from the heart of the Los Angeles area. And they are coming in here trying to pull off a stunner and trying to upset GCU in their only game of the season against a Division I opponent. And they certainly come in with a confidence after battling 2 of the better teams that they have faced over the past week. They held their own tournament last weekend, and they faced a team in Hardin Simmons that had won 7 of their first 8 games. They got a double-digit halftime lead, and then they maintained it throughout the final 20 minutes and won 70-57. The next night was then a huge step up in class, but the Poets felt good about challenging 8th-ranked DePaul University most of the night. In fact, they got as close as 3 in the final quarter before having an offensive drought and losing to DePaul by 10. But it's still 2 teams that feel good about themselves and are trying to go into the holiday break strong. So that's the stage for this Sunday afternoon clash. We hope you will stick around and enjoy this with us. We've got the starting lineup and all the play-by-play coming up on the other side of this break. It is the Poets of Whittier College and the Lopes of Grand Canyon University clashing after this. You are watching GCU TV.
About time we watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. We want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
You have a foundation of strong values. You belong where your passions come to life. Grand Canyon University's online degree program in cybersecurity makes it convenient for you to join the newest front in keeping your community safe. GCU teaches you how to secure and protect a virtual environment. Join the growing field of cybersecurity.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
The Poets of Whittier College making the trip down Interstate 10 from Los Angeles to the Phoenix area. They've won 3 of their last 5, and they're facing the Cardiac Kids of GCU, who snapped a 4-game losing skid and have won the first 2 games of this homestand. We've got the starting lineups, the prayer, and the national anthem coming up, so let's send it down to center court, and our PA announcer here, A.C. Larkin.
And welcome to the beautiful GCU Arena and this afternoon's women's basketball matchup featuring the visiting Poets of Whittier and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we begin this afternoon with a word of prayer led today by Chloe England, a sophomore majoring in secondary education and a second-year member of your GCU dance team.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this beautiful day, and we thank you for the gift of basketball and what it is in these players' lives. We pray for safety on the court today and that ultimately everything would be done to your glory. We also ask that we remember the reason for the season and hold it in our hearts. We ask all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Fans, please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed this afternoon by your very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the professor, Dr. Paul Cook. And now, fans, let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups. We begin with the visiting Poets. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 0, Tiani White. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 4, Callie Kubel. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 10, Daisy Cardenas. At center, a 6'1" freshman, number 15, Bella Robles. And at forward, a 5'10" sophomore, number 24, Shay Wright. Whittier is led by head coach Roy Dow, assisted by Janelle Porter and Heather Pilcher. And now, here is the starting lineup for your Grand Canyon University Antelope. At guard, a 5'6" freshman from Pleasanton, California, number 4, Jada Holland. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore from Barcelona, Spain, number 5, Laura Piera. At forward, a 6'2" sophomore from Barcelona, Spain, number 12, Carla Balogun. At guard, a 5'10" freshman from Langley, British Columbia, number 13, Tavia Crowell. And at forward, a 6'4" senior from Killeen, Texas, number 34, Deja Daniel. The Lopes are led by head coach Nicole Powell, assisted by Brad Langston, Sydney Grafton, and Taylor Hyde.
So just about ready for this one to wind up this homestand. In fact, not only are the Lopes women's team trying to make this a perfect homestand for them, they're trying to make this a perfect holiday homestand overall on the heels of the big win last night by Dan Marley's men's basketball team, getting back on their winning ways with a double-digit victory over Eastern Illinois. We'll talk more about that as we go. Yes, we're only 3 days away from Christmas, only a couple of more shopping days, and as soon as this one's done, then there aren't any more home events until after the New Year. So the Lopes want to finish this one out strong, and as you see, maybe a little bit more condensed version of the Thundering Herd Pep Band, but still making their presence known, all 16 of them, 17 if you include their legendary leader, Dr. Paul Cook. So now we go to the focus of 40 more minutes of basketball before Christmas, and for the first time in this homestand, the Lopes will actually have a size advantage, starting with the opening tap, Deja Daniel at 6'4", Bella Robles at 6'1" for Whittier, and for the third straight time in this homestand, the Lopes win the opening tap. They'll move from left to right across your GCU TV screen. Lauda Pieta and Jada Holland starting it off, and Pieta with the drive, sets up Holland in the corner, high arching three, a little bit too hard, but Ballagay able to track down the rebound. Out for Rowell, thought about the three, thought about it once, thought about it twice, and still passes up the opportunity, gives it off for Lauda Pieta. Pieta now for Holland. Holland looks inside, nobody covers her, open look, 14-footer good. Jada Holland just taking what the defense gave her. She was looking inside for Deja Daniel, but didn't need to, as nobody put a body on her. And Holland, who comes off double-digit nights against UNLV and UCSB, gets the Lopes started at 2-0. Whittier wearing road black uniforms trimmed in purple and gold. And out front is Callie Cubell. Now here's Bella Robles, the starting center at the high post. Off for Daisy Cardenas. Spin in the lane, back for Robles. Gets it on the side. Now backing away, Tiana White. She throws up a three. That one won't go. Scramble for the rebound to the side. Tavia Rowell comes up with the loose ball. Holland wants to push the ball quickly out of backcourt. Does so, but then throws it away as she got a little over anxious and threw it past her backcourt mate, Lauda Pieta. Well, each of the first two games, the Lopes opponents, UNLV and UCSB, had multiple players between 6'2" and 6'5", but the tallest player on the roster for Roy Dow's Whittier Poets is at all of 6'1", and that is the lady wearing number 15 and having the basketball right now, Bella Robles. Drive inside by Shea Wright, throws it back out front, 7 on the shot clock for the Poets. Back up, here's a three put up and misses everything by Callie Cubell, who's the leading scorer on this team. And the Lopes come up with yet another defensive rebound, third straight time that they've been able to limit the Poets to one shot each time down the floor. Handoff Holland to Pieta is good this time, but Pieta has her shot blocked as Robles came over for the weak side help, but got part of the hand. And that will send Pieta, who comes up holding that left hand gingerly, to the line. So Pieta to the line, and the southpaw was very sharp from the line during this homestand. And I think I just jinxed her as the first free throw is short, but again, still kind of shaking that left hand that made contact with the hand of Bella Robles on that play. Next free throw also short, rebound tipped away momentarily from Tiana White, but she's able to control it. And the Lopes still with a 2-0 lead. We played 2 minutes here on this Sunday afternoon matchup. Tiana White throws cross court, almost threw it away, saved by Cardenas. Cardenas gets it high post for Robles, who has spent an awful lot of time trying to get Daniel out of the middle. Cardenas stopped the dribble, off for White. White trying to shed the defense of Pieta and won't get a shot off, and the Lopes get nice applause from their bench as well as third-year head coach Nicole Powell, as they're able to force the turnover with great defense, and that has been one of the components of this homestand and why the Lopes are 2-0. Now the Poets set up for some backcourt pressure defense as Holland gets the inbound. Off for Pieta as they back out a little bit. Here's Balaguer across the time stripe. Now Pieta gets it, looks at her head coach, calls out a set play. Daniel comes over to catch it to make a screen. Holland out front, still a dozen seconds to get a shot off. Around a Balaguer screen, inside pass. There's Daniel. She'll turn, put up the hook shot. No. Upset at herself that she couldn't convert and get the three-point play opportunity, but she does create personal foul number 2 on her opposite number for Whittier. That's 2 personal fouls on starting center Bella Robles. And that immediately will get 4-year head coach Roy Dow to get the first substitution of the game up to the scorer's table as Daniel goes to the line and the first free throw's not good. And uncharacteristically, the Lopes have started out 0 for 3 from the stripe. Daniel trying to change that with 7:08 left to go first quarter. Makes 1 of 2. And that will allow Robles to head to the bench. And Emily Garena, the 6-foot junior from Montebello, California, will make her first appearance in the Poets lineup. And she will match up against Deja Daniel, but staying like Robles out on the high post as she gets the basketball. Now backdoor pass, White cross court, fake Cardenas, she'll step it, put it, won't go from about 6 feet. Cardenas had the open look, but was bothered by the defense of Holland and Balaguer. 3-0 Lopes, slow starting first quarter. Holland with the drive, high arching shot off the glass, won't go, and a late whistle. And for the third straight time, the Lopes will have free throws, and they are being rewarded for their drives inside. That foul is on Callie Kubel, and already the Poets with 3 team fouls in the first 3.5 minutes. So Holland to the line to try and add to this Lopes lead. First free throw's good. Holland, one of the best free throw shooters on the squad at an even 87%. And adding to that average as she buries them both. Lopes 5, Whittier College nothing, and we played 3.5 minutes. Glad you're with us to wind up the homestand and send us to Santa here at GCU. Out front, Tiani White, now for the backup center, Gardena. Lob inside. Holland was anticipating it, and it goes out of the hands of Kubel into Holland. Here come the Lopes 3-on-2, and it's Holland coast to coast. She'll lay it up off the glass and in, and Holland with 6 of the 7 points on the board for GCU. And Roy Dow with a little frustration on his face as he starts looking to his bench to try and get some wholesale changes in as the Poets out front not on the same page. Cardenas can't get the pass of White. And that will cause another turnover as Sierra Dillard will check into the Poets lineup, the 5'11 senior and one of only 2 seniors on this Whittier squad. She grew up in the Northern California suburb of San Francisco known as Fremont. Lopes with the ball and building on a 7-point lead. Now Holland, as White reached around, thought she got all ball, but that's always kind of dicey when you're reaching around the body to try and secure the held ball. Instead, we'll pick up the foul. And that is 4 team fouls on the Poets. 1 more, and the Lopes will be going to the line the rest of the quarter. Inbound to Holland, thought about the 3, passes it up, give it off for Rowell. In the corner, here's Pieta. Pieta sees the baseline, starts to drive, double team, kick back for Rowell. She'll put up a 3, that's high off the back of the iron, not good, and Tiani White has the defensive rebound. She'll run down the right side of the floor. Keep the dribble going, drive on Pieta, now throw it out front. Rowell got a hand on it, couldn't complete the turnover. Here's Gadena, now lobs it over the top for Kubel. Kubel's been quiet, back into Gadena, backing in on Daniel. Just throws an elbow into Daniel, no call, and gets the shot to go. So Gadena finally gets that lid off the basket as it took Whittier nearly 5 minutes to score, and Rowell answers on the other end with a 3. Tavia Rowell, who was 3 for 5 3-point shooting in that win over UCSB, and none bigger than the one that put the Lopes ahead with a half a minute to go. 10-2, Lopes on top. Inside, Garena muscles up the shot. This time, Daniel doing a good job of holding her ground. Holland wants to run, keeps coming. Kick on the side, open look. Pieta for 3, that one won't go. Rebound to the side, and Daisy Cardenas comes up with it for the Poets. Cardenas comes around a screen out high. Here's Gadena. That one poked away from Cardenas. Gets it back from Ralph. Throws it for Cubell. Fall-away jumpers and air ball, but underneath Gadena able to get her hands on the basketball. And a foul is actually going to be called outside. Going to be called on the shot. And that will set up a timeout. 4:12 left to go, first quarter. It's the Lopes 10, Whittier College 2. How about some Christmas memories from our women's team?
My favorite Christmas tradition is having all my family over and eating together.
My favorite Christmas memory is when we cut down our tree and we put it in our living room for Christmas Day.
It was like me and my brother's first Christmas with our aunt. And just like the whole like atmosphere of like our family being there and us all like actually just coming together for once. That's it. That's my favorite Christmas memory.
Well, it was like the last Christmas that I shared with my grandpa, and we put on like all pajamas, like we always put on pajamas, and he's like a guy, he's kind of like a, not to himself, but like a serious guy kind of, but he was like joking the whole night, and like that's literally all I could remember from that Christmas was him like joking the whole, and I was just laughing at him the whole time. So that's my favorite memory.
As you can imagine, this team very excited about getting the holiday break going for them. After this, they don't have another game until next Sunday, so they will go visit their families. Time to get to the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game, brought to you by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. Well, Jingle All the Way is certainly meant all the way to the end, because this homestand has been predicated by 2 wins by come from behind plays at the end by the Lopes that have gotten them that victory. There's only one more shopping day till Christmas, but there's also one more shopping day left before conference play starts in 2 weeks. That's a week from now against Cal. This is the last home game, and you know that the Lopes want to finish strong. And joy to the Lopes world, it would certainly be a joy if they could win all 4 of these home games between the men's and women's teams on this homestand. And the Lopes are trying to do that here. Callie Cubell, who was fouled by Jada Holland before the timeout, makes both free throws. And it's the Lopes 10, Whittier 4, as the Lopes break the Poets' press with 4 minutes left to go here in quarter number 1. Carla Balagay drive the right side, and then as she tried to scissor through 2 defenders, it's knocked out of her hands, goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lopes power forward. And she comes up kind of shrugging her shoulders at head coach Nicole Powell. And Nicole gives her some words of wisdom as she gets back on defense. Cubell out front. Holland knocked down as she tried to fight through the screen. Now gets back up as Cubell goes around another screen, fires a 3 and gets it. Cubell, who's the leading scorer on this team, averaging nearly 18 points a game, gets her first field goal, and now the Lopes' 8-point lead is down to a single possession. Pieta double team, throws it on the back door for Holland. Holland saw the defense coming, throws it out for Ven Lavares. Her first 3 won't go as she checked in during that last timeout. And now the Poets come down with a chance to possibly tie with a 3. Here is Allison Liu, who also checked in during that last stop and play. Off for Tiani White. White, who normally handles the point guard duties, and now throws it away as Cubell was trying to shimmy shake away from Holland, but instead faked out her own teammate and couldn't catch up with the ball. Kennedy Shorts will check in for the first time. She gave some great minutes off the bench in that win over Santa Barbara. Then Lavares, a 5'11 sophomore sharpshooter from Vanta, Finland, and Shorts out of Long Beach. So knows about this Whittier College team well, a 6'1 sophomore. Varis for 3 again won't go, but Pieta sneaks in and grabs the offensive board. Fresh shot clock for the Lopes. Pieta on the drive, puts it up off the glass. That one won't go. Rebound tipped around, and the Poets come down on the opposite end, trailing 10-7. Lopes scored the first 7 points of the game. Here is Dallas Martinez. Drives to the top, give it off for Cubell. Waits for a screen, fights around it. Throws it back behind her for Allison Liu. Liu will put it up in the lane. That's an air ball. And Daniel, all by her lonesome, gets the defensive rebound. So both teams starting to go to their benches. Here's a pass inside. Tiana Brown throws it for Vadas. Her third three-point attempt rims around and won't go. Tough break. Brown getting her first action since Monday night. So Vadas struggling in the early going. We're inside of 2 minutes left to go in quarter number one. And the Poets still trying to chip away at this Lopes lead. High post, Gadena. Gadena now start to drive on Daniel. Keeps coming, muscles it off the glass, won't go. Vadas with good defensive position gets the rebound. And the Lopes, who have now gone nearly 4 minutes without a point, trying to get the lid off the basket in the final minute and a half of this quarter. Pieta driving outside, but inside away from the ball. Some pushing and shoving between Daniel and a couple of Poets defenders. That foul will be called on Dallas Martinez, the 5'5" freshman from Kaneoha, Hawaii, who just checked in a moment ago. That will finally put Whittier over the team foul limit. And Daniel back to the line where she made one of two a moment ago. And she will make the first. Minute 26 left to go before the end of the quarter. And Daniel now 3 for 4 from the stripe. So the Poets trailing 12-7 as Dallas Martinez brings it out of backcourt. Kubel right now the only starter on the floor. She has the ball and she's covered by Jada Holland again. Here's Martinez again. This time picked up by Tiana Brown. Out for Sierra Dillard. Dillard back to Martinez. 10 on the shot clock. Martinez on the drive. Scoops it up. Off the glass and in. And the Lopes letting those lanes create defensively. Here's Tiana Brown with the ball. The transfer from Eastern Arizona College. Grew up in Spanaway, Washington. And in her sophomore season of college. Inside for Daniel. Turnaround hook shot. Beautiful shot for the senior center. First field goal for Daniel, and it's 14-9. Lopes now starting to show signs of life offensively as we head to the final minute of quarter number one. Out front, here's Shea Wright. Wright now for Daisy Cardenas, who's back in the lineup. Hands off for Martinez. Martinez sees daylight. She'll drive, kick it off for Dillard, and her jumper from the baseline at about 12 feet is good. So the bench starting to make a difference for Whittier. And now the shot clock is off. Lopes can go for the final shot of the quarter. They have 10 seconds to do it, but Holland has to get it across midcourt, and she finally does to Varas. Varas now gets it for Daniel. 3 seconds. Off for Brown. She's got an open look for three! And that'll be a big confidence builder for Brown and the Lopes as they finish with a flurry. And it's a 6-point game after the first 10 minutes of play. End of one here from GCU Arena in the final game of the homestand. It's your Lopes 17 and the Whittier College Poets 11. We'll get the best gear to show off your Lope pride, whether it's for holidays or otherwise. You can go to lopeshops.gcu.edu right now to find everything your Lopes heart desires, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. And just for being a GCU TV viewer, check that promo code on your screen. It's GCU TV 25. You get 25% off any of your favorite Lope Shop items just for being a viewer of our broadcast. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. Remember, GCBC, even though it's holiday week, closed today, but they will be open from 10 to 4 tomorrow on the main campus to get those last-minute items for your favorite Lopes fan. Remember, the GCU campus located at 35th Avenue and Camelback. So far, so good. The Lopes scoring the first 7 points of the ball game. They led by as many as 8, and the lead is 6 points right now. Holland leading the way with 6 points. Deja Daniel with 5 for the Lopes. And Callie Kubel, the leading scorer on the season for Whittier College, with 1 field goal, and she has 5 points. Reminder that, again, this closes out the homestand, and then the Lopes will have one more non-conference game before they start conference play in 13 days. They'll head to Northern California, and they will wrestle with a Pac-12 opponent. That's the Lady Golden Bears of Cal Berkeley. That's next Sunday at 2 p.m. And then they will be back here 2 weeks from yesterday, and a 2 p.m. tip-off to tip-off WAC play against Cal State Bakersfield. That should be a good one. Hope you will be in attendance. If not, hope you'll be in attendance with us right here on GCU TV. Dallas Martinez off for Cardenas. Here's Kubel, again covered by Holland. She'll spin in the lane, almost travel, and yes, she did. On the baseline, it's Danielle Johnson, one of this three-person officiating crew, saying she took too many steps before the pass-off. So the Poets right now with a lineup of Tiani White, Callie Kubel, Dallas Martinez, Shea Wright, and Sierra Dillard. Lopes with the ball and a lineup of Jada Holland, Ven Lavaris, Deja Daniel, Kennedy Shorts, and Tiana Brown. Varis with the ball out front. Here's Brown on the right arc. Come around to Daniel's screen. Dozen seconds on the shot clock. Looks inside, can't find anybody. Here's Brown, open look, left side, Holland for three. Jada Holland now with 9 points. And now it's the largest lead of the afternoon for GCU at 20-11. Still in the first minute of play here in quarter number 2. Martinez pass deflected, still gets to Tiani White. Driving on Varis, did she take the extra step? Yep, a couple of them. And lead official Darren Kresnick signals the back-to-back turnovers for the Poets with too many steps. Cheryl Blue rounding out this three-person officiating crew on this Sunday afternoon. Pieta on the bench, so Holland handling the point guard duties exclusively. Here's Tiana Brown, sheds the defender, gets it low block for Daniel. Turnaround hook shot this time with the left hand is beautiful from the senior from Killeen. So just like they did to start off the first quarter, Lopes come out firing. They scored the first 7 points of quarter number 1, and they put up the first 2 field goals here, and it's 22-11, a minute and a half gone by. Out front is Wright, wants to get it in low, but White hadn't finished trying to set up against Ven Lavaris, goes right through her hands out of bounds, and the Poets right now out of sync. Roy Dow, the 4-year head coach, who has even been a scout for the WNBA at one point during his nearly 30-year coaching career, will get Emily Gadena back in at center. She'll match up against Daniel as Tiana Brown brings it out of backcourt. Here's Holland. Holland looks at Kennedy Shorts as she goes inside and instead stays out on the arc. Here's Tiana Brown. Brown waits for a screen, now double teamed, drives around it, finds daylight, open look, that one rolls off. Shorts fighting for the rebound, tips it inside, there's Daniel. Daniel's hook shot won't go. Shorts again battling for the offensive board, and a whistle will stop play inside, and that'll be a loose ball foul on Whittier's Emily Gadena. So that'll send Daniel to the line for the third time, this afternoon. And after missing the first attempt, she has been perfect ever since. DJ Berberabe, 5'2" freshman from Long Beach, checks in off of Whittier's bench as Daniel makes one and misses one, but continues to extend this lead now out to a dozen. This is the largest lead of the homestand for Grand Canyon. Out front, Shea Wright gets it off for Kubel. Kubel bothered by Holland as she comes around a screen. Jada fights through it. Here's Gadena driving on Daniel, keeps muscling her way in. Can't find an open look. Kicks it out front. Kubel will wind up. The three-pointer won't go. Long rebound. Holland beats Kubel to the punch and steals it. Here's Holland. Keeps on driving. Throws it in the corner. A lot of squares for three. Won't go. Daniels chases down the board. No reset on the shot clock. Brown still with plenty of time to get a shot off, keeps the dribble going out front. Kicks it to the left side. Holland tried to get it in for Daniel, knocked away, and then Daniel, a bit in frustration, knocks down Kubel, who completed the steal. And that will cost Deja her first personal foul. Only the second foul called on the Lopes so far, and it'll be a non-shooting foul with 7:08 left. So it's Kubel and Berberabe the backcourt tandem right now for Whittier College. And Berberabe, as she went around a double screen, whistle out front, and Gadena is called for a moving screen and an offensive foul. So back-to-back personal fouls on the 6-foot junior center. So Roy Dow now with a problem. He already has a size disadvantage to this Lopes team, and now both of his centers have 2 personals. Holland around a screen all the way to the hoop for 2. No second wave of defense for Whittier College, and Roy Dow not happy about it. He wants a timeout for his Poets. 30-second timeout Whittier with 6:50 left to go before halftime, and the Lopes are rolling. It's GCU 25, Whittier College 11, right here on GCU TV.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
With our great crew of Hanko Von Sale, Robert Purcell, and Haley James Hines, Jim Howe bringing you the sights and sounds of the finale of the homestand here from GCU Arena. And a reminder that after the new year starts, it's not just men's and women's basketball getting into the heart of it, but the spring sports starting as well. Men's volleyball, baseball, and softball all getting going. Matt Worley's Lopes men's volleyball team set to start off right after the new year. They'll take part in the Rainbow Warrior Classic in Honolulu, Hawaii against Harvard on January the 9th. They'll start the home side of their schedule on Friday night, January the 17th at Antelope Gym. They'll take on Park University from Gilbert in a 6 p.m. first serve. Andy Stankowitz's team with a top 30 recruiting class over the offseason will start their season on Valentine's night, 6 p.m. at the beautiful Brazel Field at GCU Ballpark against none other than the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. And circle Thursday, February 6th, Lopes softball fans. Ann Pearson's softball team back on the diamond that night. And at home at the GCU Softball Stadium for the GCU Kickoff Tournament, they'll take on the Cardinal of Stanford, 7 p.m. with the first pitch. Poets with the ball, driving is Berberabe. Gets it to Kubel on the wing. Out front, here's Shea Wright. She's been quiet so far. Berberabe almost looked like a travel with Robles, who's back in there playing with 2 personal fouls. They tried to go over the top for Wright, but the pass didn't have a lot of mustard on it. And Brown able to step in the passing lanes and swat it away. Then Lavaris will check out. And for the first time this afternoon, Jada Moss, the 5'10 freshman from Stockton, checks into the Lopes lineup. Poets looked inbound underneath. Berberabe gets it to Kubel. She's open on the baseline, but the shot's too hard, and it's Jada Holland, all 5'6" of her, ripping down the defensive board. Here's Tiana Brown, drives the baseline, draws the defense, kick for Kennedy Shorts, open look, 8-footer off the mark, and boxing out was Daniel so that Tiana Brown could go get it. Nice play by the duo. Here's Holland, off for Brown out front. Shot clock is at a dozen. We played 4 minutes here in the second quarter. And inside, Shorts all by her lonesome. Brown finds her, the assist to Brown. And the first scoring in the afternoon for Kennedy Shorts is an easy one. And the Lopes right now making it look easy. It's 27-11, and once again, the backcourt tandem for the Poets not on the same page as White throws it away. That's already 9 turnovers now for Whittier. So the Lopes with the lineup of Jada Holland, Jada Moss, Kennedy Shorts, Tiana Brown, and Deja Daniel. As Holland brings it out of backcourt, covered by Gadena and a switch, almost carried the basketball off for Moss. Moss sees daylight, drive inside, puts it up with the right hand, even going to the left side, and still able to get it to go. So the Lopes slashing their way to an 18-point lead. Gadena's going to fire a high-arching 3, won't go. Boxing out inside to get the rebound is Kubel, and her follow-up shot is knocked away, but a foul. That's only the third foul called on the Lopes this afternoon, but 2 of them now belong to Jada Holland. She'll check out, and Laura Pieta, who got an extended break on the Lopes bench, will check back in at point guard. So Callie Kubel will go to the line. She's a 69% free throw shooter on the season. She's already made a pair from there so far this afternoon, but the first free throw is not good. And Kubel so far is the only of the 5 starters on Roy Dow's Poets team that has gotten in the scoring column. She now has 6 points as she converts 1 of the 2, and that finally snaps the string as the Lopes had run off 10 unanswered. Make that 12 unanswered. So 29-12, Lopes with the lead and the basketball. Pieta on the right arc. Waits for a Kennedy short screen. Gives it back to Shorts on the pick and roll. Double team. Kicks it out front. Open look. Tiana Brown for 3. And Tiana Brown now 2 for 2 from 3-point range off the bench. And it's a 20-point bulge for the home team. White out front. Dillard now for Kubel. And the Poets falling behind early and often. Kubel with a baseline jumper over Pieta. That's good. Kubel with 8 of the 14 points the Poets have on the board, and she needs more help. Pieta being covered by Berberabi. Waits for Moss to come out to get the ball. Past the midpoint of this second quarter, and it's been a great one for the Lopes so far. That one poked away from Daniel, and then as Daniel went to the side with Kubel, it's knocked out of bounds. Kubel goes down. And I'm not sure if they are going to call a foul or just out of bounds. Carla Balagay checking back in. Deja Daniels going to get her first breather. Apparently it's just an out of bounds off of Whittier. So no harm, no foul, and the Lopes will inbound it in their front court with Pieta, Balagay now in the middle, Tiana Brown, Kennedy Shorts, and Jada Moss. Pieta drives in, little leap and leaner from 6, bounds around and falls off the front of the iron, but a whistle will send her back to the line.
At the line for GCU, shooting 2, number 5, Laura Pieta.
So the foul is called on Kelly Ogata, who just came into the lineup. And Pieta struggling from the line, surprisingly, misses her 3rd straight. She'll try it one more time to get in the scoring column, and that rolls off. So the Poets with the basketball, just trying for anything that might get their offense jump-started. It's been tough against this Lopes defense. Inside pass, and again, that has been the bugaboo. The Poets throwing passes away. Turnover number 10 as it sails into the end zone. And the Lopes will get it back, leading by 18 points. Pieta being pressured in the backcourt by Kelly Ogata. Pieta waiting for her team to start moving. Short sends the screen. Pieta now stops, give it to Balagay. Balagay spin in the lane, knocked out of her hands, and it's picked up by Tiani White. Roy Dow going with a 3-guard alignment as White's going to take it all the way in. That one off the back of the iron won't go. Shorts with a rebound. Now the Lopes have numbers. Pieta pushing it out of backcourt. Kicks for Moss. Low block Balagay. Fake shoot. That one won't go. A lot of contact. And Balagay will now get her chance at the charity stripe. Sierra Dillard, the guilty party. That is 4 team fouls on Whittier with 3:12 left. And Balagay, who's a 68% free throw shooter, will head to the stripe, and the Lopes have had a steady diet of free throw attempts, just unfortunately not taking that much advantage of it. As she misses the first free throw, and the Lopes are now 6 for 12. Make it 6 for 13 as that second one is missed, but it's last touched by Whittier. So Balagay now checking out. Tavia Rowell got a long rest on that Lopes sideline. She'll check in and inbound the ball. Looking, waiting, throws it out for Pieta, and getting her hand and knocking it into her own bench is DJ Berberabi. Goes by DJ, even though her full name is Darlene J. Berberabi. Now Rowell inbounded way out front for Tiana Brown. Brown giving the Lopes some good minutes here in the middle part of this second quarter. Pieta, baseline drive, a little bit too hard with the left hand. That one battled for, goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by the Lopes' Tiana Brown. Lopes trying to even the record at an even 5-5 and trying to drop Whittier under the 500 mark as the Poets enter the game with that 5-5 mark. Tiani White will fire a long three. That's short, but it comes to the side. Kubel comes get it. And now the Poets will have a second chance, this time down the floor. Berberabi, they leave her alone. She's got an open look from 14, and she got it. Defensive breakdown that time by the Lopes. And Roy Dow wants another 30-second timeout. Timeout, Whittier, 2:33 left to go. And the Lopes have doubled it up on their visiting opponents. It's GCU 32, Whittier 16, right here on GCU TV.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Both of the first two quarters for GCU this afternoon highlighted by quick starts and then kind of an ebb and flow in the middle part of the quarter. And the Lopes have gone a couple of minutes without scoring, but they still lead 32-16. They have the basketball, and as Rowell starts to move around a Kennedy short screen, Kennedy winds up on her backside, and that will prompt another set of free throws, this time for Shorts, and Emily Galena puts the Poets over the team foul limit with her third personal foul. So the foul's starting to mount as Galena goes to the bench, and Shaylee Wright will check in. So Roy Dow now forced to go small, and he's already at a size disadvantage to start the game as it is. So Wright at 5'10", Dillard at 5'11", in the middle as Shorts makes both free throws. And the Lopes lead back out to 18. They've led by as many as 20 as we near the 2-minute mark before halftime. Berberabi playing point guard, hands off for Callie Kubel, waits for a screen, gives it on the pick and roll to Dillard. She'll move to the hoop, and a nice baseline jumper's good for Dillard, who's actually the only transfer on this squad for Roy Dow. Everybody else came straight from high school, which is normally customary for a Division III opponent. Dillard played her first 2 years of college ball at Las Positas. Here's a drive, and Moss out front for three, and that was started by Tiana Brown, who drew the defense and kicked it back out front for Moss. 37-18 Lopes. Final 90 seconds of a very productive first half of basketball for the home team. Now fumbling the ball is Wright. Comes to the side, and Pieta able to complete the turnover. That is now 11 turnovers for the Poets. Lopes have just 4. Shorts with a quick hands underneath, gets the pass and gets the reverse layup, and Kennedy with a half a dozen points off the Lopes bench and gives GCU their largest lead at 21. Berberabi gets the set play from Roy Dow from across the way. Kubel comes to get the ball. We're under a minute. Low block, White posting up. She'll put up a shot. That's blocked by Brown, but Brown got part of the body. So Tiana will pick up team foul number 3. And White, fouled in the act of shooting, will head to the line to try and get in the scoring column. The backcourt tandem of Kubel and White averages over 30 points a game on the season. But after White makes that first free throw and gets the roll on the second free throw, they have a combined 10 of the 20 points the Poets have. Poets trying to press, and a foul on the inbounds pass. That foul is called on Kelly Ogata. That's her second off the bench. And because the Lopes have been in the bonus for a couple of minutes, it's Lauda Pieta who will go to the line to try and solve a little mini funk. She's 0 for 4 from the line, and there we go. First free throw good for the sophomore Spaniard point guard. Lauda's next free throw, that's short. So 1 of 6 free throws shooting. Remember, Lauda made contact with starting center Bella Robles on a drive and came up shaking that left wrist, and 3 of those free throws have come up short. And remember, her left wrist is part of her shooting hand, so might be a factor. Half a minute left to go here in this first half. Moss almost got the steal. Berberabi gets it back, just 4 on the shot clock. Give it to Kubel. Kubel will fire a desperation 3 that won't draw iron, and that will force the turnover. And you can bet that our Canyon State Credit Union halftime stats are going to reflect the turnover discrepancy, which the Lopes will smile about as they head to the halftime locker room. And because of turnover number 12, the Lopes will have the ball and have the chance to go for the final shot with 20 seconds left to go and the shot clock off. Brown will hand off for Lauda Pieta. They go into their weave as Moss hands off for Brown. Still 10 seconds on the clock. Brown kick in the corner for Pieta. She'll drive. She'll put it up from 10. It's in and out. 4 seconds to go. Diller with a rebound. Kubel now starts to see the clock. She'll fire it up from midcourt. That one will not go. And the Lopes outscoring Whittier 17-11 in the first stanza, but then really exerting themselves with a 23-9 second quarter and have a comfortable 20-point cushion as we head to the halftime break. Halftime here at GCU Arena, and here's your score. The Grand Canyon University Lopes 40 and the Whittier College Poets 20. Time to check out the upcoming schedule, and it's brought to you as always by BSN, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. As we mentioned, this closes out the homestand, and it's the last home event for the 2019 calendar year. But as soon as we get done with the new year, then we've got conference play for both the men's and women's team. And for the women, they will start it off on Saturday afternoon, January the 4th, as they'll take on Cal State Bakersfield at 2 p.m. And then a week later, it'll be the home conference opener for Dan Marley's team, as they'll take on Cal Baptist on Saturday, January 11th. And then the Lopes women back here on Thursday night, January the 16th, to start off a 2-game homestand as they'll take on Chicago State. So we hope you'll be a part of that. You can be a part of it in person. You can also tune in to every home game right here on GCU TV. And, of course, you will also get to see the men's team on that January 11th matchup on Fox 10 Extra. You can also hear them on the radio at 1580 The Fanatic. Well, again, halftime festivities set to go here at GCU Arena, and some halftime festivities for you. Let's take a look at some Christmas memories for all of our Lopes athletic teams.
When I went on the Polar Express and I got to meet Santa Claus when I was maybe 6, that was probably the best time I ever met Santa Claus. He gave me a little candy cane.
The first time we moved in our first Christmas at our new house, my mom actually knocked the tree over and broke all the ornaments, and it's her favorite Christmas memory because we all went and hugged her because we were really little.
Well, it was the last Christmas that I shared with my grandpa. We put on all pajamas, we always put on pajamas. He was joking the whole night. And that's literally all I could remember from that Christmas was him joking the whole, and I was just laughing at him the whole time.
I was around 9 or 10. My older brother had come and surprised us with a visit. I hadn't seen him in a really long time, and when he came into the room, I hugged him real big, and then he gave me the news that I was gonna be an aunt.
Every Christmas Eve, we watch It's a Wonderful Life and make cookies, ice the cookies, and then we open pajamas.
Doing White Elephant every year with my family. Even though as a kid I got the little game, We Little Piggies, about 4 years in a row.
We have to stand in our hallway, and our parents come out and record us walking in to see all of our presents.
We go to the beach kind of as a family and surf and kind of enjoy the weather.
Going outside on Christmas and getting snow from our front yard, and then making homemade ice cream.
When I was 3 years old, my dad bought me a Little Tykes basketball hoop, and me and my brother had that basketball hoop in our room probably until I was like 10.
My dad got us like one of those toy cars that you could like drive around in, whatever, but it was a fire truck. So we went outside and it was in our backyard, and all my siblings, we got in it, and there was a hose on the side of it, and so we filled it up with water, and we're driving around our street just spraying water out of our little fire truck.
My favorite Christmas memory is when I got my chopper bike when I was like 11, 10. I didn't know how to ride it, but I always wanted one, and then my dad surprised me with one.
Back here at GCU Arena, Jim Howell, along with our great crew, ready to finish out this homestand. Nicole Powell's first coaching victory of her young 3-year career came exactly 25 months ago here on this same floor against Benedictine. She's looking for career win number 28 in her young career. If her Lopes can continue to maintain what they've done so far, they lead by 20, 40-20 here at halftime. Time for a look at the Canyon State halftime stats, and they're brought to you as always by Canyon State Credit Union, serving you since 1951 and committed to you. And a lot of these looking lopsided on purpose. The Lopes came out, scored the first 7 points of the ball game, and they have pretty much breezed ever since. They have shot the ball well, 54%, 13 of 25 shooting, and they have held the Poets to just 7 of 19 shooting and under 40%. Turnovers have been a big advantage for the Lopes, mainly because the Poets, yes, GCU's played good defense, but a lot of those 11 turnovers on the Poets side of the ledger have been unforced errors, just passes simply thrown away with 2 teammates not on the same page. 3-point shooting, the Lopes have looked very strong. They are 5 for 12 3-point shooting, that's 42%. They've limited the Poets to just 1 of 7 from behind the arc, and the Lopes have won the rebounding battles so far. They have a size advantage, so you would kind of hope that they would do that. And so far, taking care of business, they have 16 to Whittier's 13 rebounds. Jada Holland leading the way in scoring for the Lopes. She's already in double figures with 11 points. And Deja Daniel in the middle has 8 points to go along with that. Callie Kubel, the only one with more than 4 points on the Whittier side, the leading scorer on the season, has 8 points, and the Lopes will start off this second half with the basketball and a 20-point cushion. Same 5 that started the game on the floor for Nicole Powell. Jada Holland, Lauda Pieta, Carla Balagay, Deja Daniel, and Tavia Rowell. Lob over the top from Balagay to Pieta. Back to Pieta. She'll fire a 3. That's off the mark. Rowell, though, didn't have the position. Gets the rebound anyway. Her follow-up won't go. And on the rebound scramble, a 3rd time down the floor, the Lopes will have a chance to get a bucket as that goes out of bounds off the Poets. And Nicole Powell wasting all of 29 seconds before she goes to her bench. She'll get Ven Lavaris in there, and Tavia Rao will sit down. Pieta will inbound to the right of her own basket, gets it out front for Holland. They leave her alone. That's dangerous, but the 3-pointer won't go. Pieta, though, in perfect position for the offensive board, and the Lopes will have a 4th try to get points this time down the floor. Top of the key, here's Balagay. Lob over the top, pass gets to Daniel, and you know the rest. Deja will put it up off the glass and in. That's her 3rd field goal. And she's now in double figures with 10 points. So the Lopes now have their largest lead of the ball game. Cross-court pass results in turnover number 12 as White was driving the baseline but tried to do a wraparound pass, and it bounced on the out-of-bounds line. Roy Dow, the 4-year head coach for Whittier, trying to pull off the upset. His Division III Poets with the same 5 on the floor that started the game. Here's a hook pass inside. Daniel moving to the hoop nicely. Pieta gets the assist. That is her 2nd. And Daniel now overtaking the team leading in scoring with a dozen. And the Lopes just adding to this big lead. Now Pieta matching up inside with Kubel, and Kubel goes down after Pieta stuck the knee out. And that will result in personal foul number 1 for the Lopes point guard Lauda Pieta. Non-shooting foul. So Tiani White, Callie Kubel, Bella Robles, Shea Wright, and Daisy Cardenas, 5 on the floor wearing the black and purple of Whittier College, will try to get their first points of the 3rd quarter. And the non-shooting foul allows them to inbound it underneath. White will throw it out front for Kubel. Pieta with a hand in her face, comes around a screen, fires it from 16 and gets it. Kubel now in double figures with 10. She just has not been able to get a lot of offensive help from her teammates. 44-22. Lopes with the lead in the basketball. Jada Holland dribbling out front. Now for Pieta. Pieta around a screen, double teamed as they go into their trap. Balagay, bullet pass in for Daniel, started her move, but then fumbled the ball away. And Tiani White comes up with only the 5th turnover on the Lopes side of the ledger. Cardenas tried to get the handoff pass from White. Varis fighting through it, but reached in and got part of the body. So 2 very quick team fouls in the first 2 minutes for GCU. Again, it'll be a non-shooting foul. Cardenas will inbound it out front. Daisy looking, waiting. Gets it out front for Tiani White. White looking for open space. There hasn't been a lot offensively this afternoon. Robles way out front, thought about the 3. Now starts to drive on Daniel. Robles has not played that much. He's been in foul trouble since early on in the first. Robles again, now throws up a desperation 3, barely draws iron and then goes out of bounds. But Robles trying to beat the shot clock, and the Poets have had to do that way too often for Roy Dow's comfort zone here this afternoon against the Lopes. Pieta will bring it out of backcourt. White on her hip. Now for Holland. High post is Balagay. They swing it for Vadas. Venla now for Pieta. Sees daylight. Drives inside. Draw the defense. Kick in the corner. Holland started to drive, but anticipated well by Kubel, who knocks the ball away and comes up with the steal. Callie drives to the right side, but Vadas cuts her off. Out front for White. They swing it around the horn left side. Cardenas with a high arching 3 won't go, and Daniel has the rebound all to her lonesome. Holland up for Balagay, was open for a moment, but instead gets it to the trailer Daniel. Here's Pieta on the drive, goes through half the county, puts up the shot, it won't go. She goes down hard. Looks at our lead photographer, David Golubowski, as she gets back up. Again, looking at that hand and wrist that she injured early in the ball game as she starts to head to the free throw line. Foul is called on Bella Robles, and that is her 3rd, so the Poets starting center right back in foul trouble with 3. Pieta to the line, and that has been a struggle for her so far today. She misses again. She's now 1 of 7 free throw shooting. Lopes have not been stellar as a team. They are now 9 of 19 from the stripe. Pieta salvages 1 out of 2 and kind of has a frustrated look on her face as she heads to the sideline. Tavia Rowell got an early breather in this half. She's back in. So the Lopes kind of going big as Rowell will play the 2-guard spot for the moment. Here's Sierra Dillard off for Emily Cardenas. And away from the ball inside, Holland looking at official Cheryl Blue saying, "What'd I do?" Nevertheless, she's the guilty party, and that's for the 3rd time this afternoon. And so Nicole Powell, even though they've got a 23-point edge, doesn't want to take any chances that her star guard picks up the 4th foul anytime soon. She'll check out. Inside pass goes to Cabell. Cabell came to the 3-point line to shoot, but had a hand in her face. Here's Cardenas backing away, finds room, fires a 3, won't go. Rebound scramble. Tiani White comes up with it, and then as she drives inside, bumps into Balagay. And that foul will be called on Carla Balagay, and already in the first 3.5 minutes of the 3rd, the Lopes are out of fouls. That's team foul number 4, and they say White was fouled in the act of shooting. So Tiani, who is 2 for 2 from the line, and that's all the points she's had so far this afternoon, will head back for another pair. White averages nearly 13 points a game on the season. And the next free throw's good. 45-24, Lopes on top. Pressure defense put on in the backcourt, but the Lopes are able to break it as Varas gets it in the front court and waits for everybody to get set. Here's Tiana Brown, who checked in for Holland during that last stop and play. Off for Varas. She'll square and fire for 3. That one's short. Rebound scramble. Who's got it? Daniel or Balagay? It's Carla. By the way, they play on the same team. Out front, Rowell with a fresh shot clock. Drives around a Balagay screen. Stop the dribble. Throws it off for Varas. Pass inside, knocked away. Balagay comes to get it. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Balagay. Open look. 12-footer. Nothing but net for Carla Balagay. She made that one look easy, even though she had a hand in her face. Carla's first field goal and first scoring of the afternoon brings it back to a 23-point bulge. Nearing the midpoint of quarter number 3. And the Lopes very content to just match hoops with the visitors. Kubel around a screen. She'll fire a three. That's too hard. Long rebound, though, comes to the side. Here's Shea Wright. She'll move in. Scoop shot won't go. She goes down. It's either Balagay or Daniel that will put the Lopes over the team foul limit. It'll be Deja Daniel. 2 fouls on Daniel. 5 team fouls at the 5:23 mark for Grand Canyon. So Shea Wright, who is one of 3 starters on Roy Dow's team that has not scored yet and still hasn't after the first free throw. As we mentioned, the Lopes struggling at the line, but getting a lot more free throw attempts. Wright, that's only the second miss for Whittier in 9 attempts. And there's the third as the Lopes have the rebound. So the Lopes of the lineup of Tavia Rowell, Deja Daniel, Ven Lavaris, and Carla Balagay. So Brown, even though she's 5'9", the smallest on the team. Open look, Varis for 3! Nice confidence builder for Venla, as she was struggling from the outside arc. She had missed her first 5 attempts, but that gives the Lopes their largest lead of the afternoon. In the paint, shot roll around and drop through for Daisy Cardenas, who had 3 different Lopes around her, but was still able to get the open look. 50-26. Tiana Brown running the point with Holland and Pieta both on the Lopes bench. Off for Rowell. She's got an open look for 3. That one won't go. Balagay, good position, gets the board, kicks it back out. Brown for 3. That one won't go. Balagay tips it underneath, and there's Daniel. There were 3 different poets that were vying with Balagay for the rebound, and Balagay just slapped at it, and Daniel snuck inside and put it in. 14 points for the senior center. And the Lopes have doubled it up again on Whittier College. Kubel looking inside, nobody open. Coming out to get it, Tiani White. Shot clock at 9. We're under 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. White now drives, stop, still can't get a shot. Now that shot by Dillard at the free throw line is blocked nicely by Balagay. Controlled by Daniel. Another great defensive stop by the home team. Brown will back it out. 3:40 left to go, and the Lopes have continued to extend this lead, which was 20 points at halftime. Varis outside, gives it on the side for Rowell. Back up, fire a 3! And the Lopes look awfully comfortable on the offensive side of things on all facets. Rowell now 2 for 5 from three-point range. The lead is 29. Rowell now steps in front, makes the steal. Lopes come down 3-on-1. Tavia has it knocked away. Nice steal by Tiani White. Now it's numbers on the other end. Lob inside for Dillard. Saw Daniel rushing at her. Gets it out front for Shea Wright. She'll drive, puts it up off the glass, won't go. And it's been that kind of an afternoon for the team wearing the black and purple of Whittier College out of the Los Angeles area. Varis out front for Balagay. Swing it for Rowell. She'll fire another 3! Tavia Rowell, 3 for 5 from behind the arc. And it's now a 32-point edge, and Roy Dow has seen enough. Time out on the floor. 2:33 left to go in this one. 32nd timeout for the Poets. It's GCU 58, Whittier College 26 right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
2 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in quarter number 3, and the Lopes well on their way to securing a perfect 3-game homestand, having to come from behind the first 2 games against University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and University of Cal, Santa Barbara, but being stingy on defense in the final 3 minutes of regulation in each of those games to come from behind to win. But no such problems today. The Lopes have led from wire to wire. They scored the first 7 points of the game, and the current lead is the largest. As you take a look at the GCU dancers, Lopes have outscored Whittier College in the first 7.5 minutes of the third quarter by the count of 18-6. And the 20-point edge at halftime is now a 58-26 margin. And the Lopes have had balance aplenty. Deja Daniel has 3 field goals in this third quarter and leads the way overall with 14 points to go along with half a dozen boards. Jada Holland with 11 points. She's been on the bench here most of this third quarter in foul trouble. Here is Emily Garena as the Poets back on offense, spinning away from Daniel, puts up the shot, that's too hard. Kennedy shorts or make that Jada Moss, who just got inserted into the lineup, had the rebound but took her eyes off of it, and it goes off her knees out of bounds. And now a timeout called on the floor with 2:19 left to go, and so we will take one. Still the Lopes in control, up 58-26 against the Poets of Whittier College. And timeout on the floor, timeout right here on GCU TV.
This challenge, coming back into school after taking a 15-year break, gave me the confidence to be successful. I'm a working professional. I've got a job that demands 40 to 60 hours a week from me. Because of the online structure, I can still get things done. I can still have a life. It allows me to knock out courses when I can. I think my time at GCU is going to help me be a better father, be a better person, be a better disciple. I spent years thinking that I could never do this. So now, the fact that I'm about to graduate, I feel like I achieved something that I never thought I was going to be able to.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
I was going to be able to.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Lopes women's team well on their way to having a nice start to the holiday break. On their way to their third straight win, and it would be a perfect holiday break homestand for both the men's and the women's team. In case you missed it last night, very impressive victory to snap the losing streak for Dan Marley's men's team, leading pretty much from wire to wire and winning 85-63 over a very good Eastern Illinois team last night right here on this floor. Alessandro Leyva with another strong game, 24 points. Carlos Johnson chipped in 16, and another nice game in his only second game as a Lope. Mikey Dixon had 15 points. Three-pointer put up by Emily Cardenas won't go, and the long arms of Jada Moss extending to get that defensive rebound for GCU. And the Lopes men's team now off until after the holiday break when conference starts. They'll be in Bakersfield to take on CSUB at 8 p.m. on January 4th. Nice pass inside. Tiana Brown the assist, and Kennedy Shorts with her second straight strong game off the bench, now with 8 points. And the Lopes hit 60. Minute 40 left to go in quarter number 3. Driving is Allison Liu. She'll put up the shot, does not draw iron, but apparently it was last touched by Deja Daniel. So the Poets will get it back underneath with 11 seconds on the Poets shot clock. Cardenas looking, waiting, lobs it. Here's Sierra Dillard. She'll put it up and gets the shooter's roll over the outstretched arms of Kennedy Shorts. So Dillard now with 3 field goals and 6 points off the Poets bench. Drive inside. Brown tried to dish it off. A lot of traffic, and it's stolen away. Dallas Martinez with the theft. Outside for Emily Cardenas as we near the 1-minute mark here in the third. Out for Emily Garena. Here's Allison Liu. Picked up by Tiana Brown. She'll drive to the baseline. Keeps coming underneath. Tries to throw it to Dillard, and last touched, they say, by Liu. So another turnover on the docket for the Whittier College Poets. That is their 13th. Lopes conversely with 8, 4 of those coming in this third quarter. Final minute of the third. Jada Moss bumped out front, no harm, no foul. Here's Vin Lavaris around the horn on the left side. Back for Brown. Here's Jada Moss. One bounce pass for Shorts. Face the hoop, kick for Brown. 11 on the shot clock. Varis in the corner for 3! And after missing her first 5 attempts from behind the arc, Varis has come back with back-to-back jumpers from three-point range. 63-28. Inside, Martinez has the ball knocked away, scramble for the ball, and it comes to Moss. Lopes with numbers, final 15 seconds. Moss is going to keep it, goes in, too hard off the glass. Sierra Dillard gets it. Poets with a chance to get the final shot. They have 6 seconds to do it. Martinez doesn't see the clock. Shot put up, three-pointer won't go, and that's the way this one will go into the books. And the Lopes, as they have done each of the previous 2 quarters, outscoring Whittier by a decent margin, outscoring them 23-8 in that third quarter. And so we have come to the end of 3 here from GCU Arena, and your score is the Lopes are in command. It's Grand Canyon University 63 and Whittier College 28. Well, remember, the 3 keys to the game brought to you by Sanderson Ford that we talked about at the beginning of the game, and so far the Lopes have lived up to all of them. But when we said jingle all the way, we certainly meant all the way for 40 minutes, because it's been that last few minutes in the first 2 games of the homestand that have made the difference. But barring a miracle collapse by the Lopes, they shouldn't need to worry about that. But you know, Nicole Powell, especially looking ahead to conference play, which is what the second bullet is talking about, because it's one more shopping day till Christmas, but there's also only one more non-conference game on the schedule for the Lopes before conference play begins on January 4th. She wants this final 10 minutes to be strong. They want to take care of the basketball, and they want to maintain this lead, and they want to bring joy to the Lopes world if they can win their 3rd straight game and make this homestand, combined with the men's and women's teams, a perfect 4-0. So the Lopes will start off this 4th quarter with a lineup of Ven Lavaris, Jada Holland, Jada Moss, Carla Balagay, and Deja Daniel. And the Poets will start off with the basketball with DJ Berberabi, Allison Liu, as Berberabi puts up a high-arching 3 and gets it. And that's her 2nd field goal. They also have Bella Robles, Sierra Dillard, and Shea Wright on the floor. Here is Varis around the screen. Stop, low block pass for Daniel. 4 different Poets converge, grabbing at the basketball, and that will finally be a reach-in foul. That one called on Lizzie Scriven, who just checked into the lineup. So Roy Dow, seeing that this outcome really no longer academic, starting to go deeper into his bench, and Scriven, 5'6" freshman from Portland, checks in as Moss, hammered as she goes up for the shot. That one won't go, but free throw's coming. And Scriven, the guilty party once again. Lopes have used all 9 players that they have in uniform. May Bryant again missing her 5th straight game with a concussion as Moss makes the first free throw. Hoping to get some of the bodies back. They have 14 listed on the roster. Next free throw, that's off the mark, but Balagay, knowing where the ball was going, gets another offensive board, kicks cross court. Varis with the hot hand again for 3. Then Lavaris now 3 for 8, 3-point shooting, and the lead is now 67-31. Lopes in control. Berberabi being hounded by Jada Holland. Off for Allison Liu, comes around the screen, keeps coming. Kick for Berberabi. Shot clock down to 10. Here's Sierra Dillard. Thought about a long three, instead passes up the shot. Here's Liu, backs up, gives it on the pick and roll for Dillard, but that shot rim around and won't go from about 6 feet. Daniel with a rebound, that's her 7th. Here's Holland streaking down the middle of the floor. Stop, and did she travel? Yeah, she fumbled the ball as she wanted to pass it off outside to Moss and couldn't get it off her hip in time to avoid the traveling violation. So that's turnover number 9 on Grand Canyon. They've forced 14 from the Poets. Poets with the basketball. Dillard sneaks inside as the ball knocked away. Give it back. Open shot, but the shot by Scriven is off the mark. Holland inside for the rebound. Jada with her 3rd straight double-digit game on this homestand. All 11 points scored before halftime. Varus out front, comes around to Daniel's screen. They'll kick it in the corner. Holland, low block, Balagay sees daylight, hooks it inside for Daniel, and Deja will lay it in. Balagay set the table, and that's Carla's 3rd assist. And Deja Daniel now with 16 points to lead all scorers. Bella Robles with the ball, back to the basket. They throw it for Berberabi. Shot clock at 9 as she drives, throws it in the opposite corner. Open look, Scriven for 3. That one won't go, and Balagay rips down the board. That is her 7th. Moss will bring it out of backcourt with 2.5 minutes elapsed here in quarter number 4. Lopes about to even up their overall mark at 5-5. And as Varus tried to dribble out front, reaching in to pick up personal foul number 4 is Bella Robles.
Returning to the game for Whittier, number 24, Shea Wright.
Roy Dow will bring Shea Wright back into the Poets lineup. And Emily Garena will replace Robles with those 4 personal fouls. Non-shooting foul. And Tiana Brown with the ball and a fresh shot clock. Out for Varus. Now here's Holland on the corner. Brings it out front. Covered by Garena in a switch and finds the person that Garena was supposed to be covering. That's Balagay inside, and she'll muscle it up and in. So Carla now with 2 field goals and 4 points in this second half. And the Lopes lead is 40. Backdoor pass, but Liu was not on the move yet. And it goes past her out of bounds for turnover number 15. And Roy Dow again starting to go deeper and deeper into his healthy bench. Sydney Mendoza-Beck, a 5'8" sophomore from Hayward, California, making her first appearance in the lineup, wearing number 5. Drive inside by Holland. She gets bumped as she put the shot up. Would have counted had it have gone, but no. Holland instead will have 2 free throws. And Lizzie Scriven has come in this 4th quarter and has picked up 3 personal fouls. Varus will get high fives as she heads to the Lopes bench, and Lara Pieta will replace her. So the starting backcourt back in for Nicole Powell's squad. And the first free throw by Holland is good. That's her first scoring since the 2nd period. Next free throw, rims around and won't go. That has really been the only dark spot on the scorecard for the Lopes today is free throw shooting. They are 12 for 24. 3-pointer put up by Garena, won't go. Rebound tipped by Brown, gets to Holland. Lead pass for Balagay. She will shed the defender and lay it up and in. And instead, they're going to wave it off. I think they said she took the extra step. So a traveling violation on Balagay. Wave off the bucket. And it's still a 41-point edge. That is the largest lead of the afternoon. Mendoza-Beck spinning in the lane, able to put it up under the outstretched arms of Pieta. It is good, it counts, and she is fouled. That's the first team foul on the Lopes in this fourth quarter. And the second foul on the Lopes point guard. So to the line and capitalizing on the three-point play is Sydney Mendoza-Beck. And pressure defense put on in the backcourt. But Holland able to get it out of backcourt anyway with Berberabi on her hip. Inside of 6 minutes left to go, and the Lopes just trying to stay healthy and take care of the basketball, which they didn't do there. Shea Wright stepped in, knocked the ball away from Moss, and it goes out of bounds off Jada. Deja Daniel in, Jada Holland out. And that will slide Tiana Brown to the shooting guard spot. Here's Berberabi. She's going to fire a long three and get it. DJ Berberabi with her second three. She now has 8 points off the bench, and the Poets trying to make this final score more respectable, knowing that they will not be able to pull off the stunner against the only Division I opponent they have on their schedule. Inside pass, a lot of traffic. Balagay gets it, tried to throw it back out for Daniel, and instead the Poets come up with the steal courtesy of Emily Garena. Nearing the midpoint of this fourth quarter. Lopes off for a week. They'll be able to go their separate ways as the miss out front. Wright loses the ball as she goes down, and Pieta with some nice tap dancing on the sideline to keep it from going out of bounds. And Nicole Powell, seeing things getting a little rough and ragged, decides she's going to call a timeout for the Lopes. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll step away with 4:52 left to go in this one. And it's all GCU. Lopes 72, Whittier College 37. David Ayer for more exciting Lopes women's basketball on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
All smiles around here at GCU Arena, not just because it's t-shirt time with free t-shirts being thrown into the stands by the Lopes dancers and cheer squad, but also because of the scoreboard as the Lopes en route to their 5th victory in 10 games on their non-conference schedule and ready to even it up at a 5-5 record. And it's been the outside shooting and interior work that has made the difference. The Lopes shooting a blistering 57% from the field, 25 of 44. They've limited the Poets to 32%. And also the Lopes have been very comfortable, especially in this second half, from three-point range. They are now 10 for 22 from behind the arc. Much of that coming from Tavia Rowell and Vin Lavaris, who each have 3 trays on each side of the ledger. The only struggle really has been when nobody's had a hand in their face. Lopes have struggled from the get-go from the charity stripe. They're just 12 of 24 from the free throw line. That's 50%. But so far, Nicole Powell with not a lot to scowl about. The pride of Mountain Point High School about to get career win number 28. That pass thrown away. Stolen out front, Berberabi out in front of the pack, and then Moss able to make up the ground and poke it away from her as she started to think about going up for the layup. Poets will keep the basketball with 4:37 left. Ved Lavaris checking in for Jada Moss, so Lopes defensively with a lineup of Balagay, Varis, Daniel, Pieta, and Tiana Brown. Here's Shea Wright with the ball out front for Whittier. Berberabi wanted another long three, but Brown changed her mind. Here's Wright out front. Wright, couple of bounces, looks inside, nobody there. Out front here is Lizzie Scriven. Now for Sydney Mendoza-Beck. Lob for Wright. Wright working in on Balagay, the spin, the shot, and gets it to fall in. And Shaylee Wright with her first field goal of the afternoon. 72-39. Lopes have led by as many as 41 points. And they scored the first 7 points of the game and never looked back. Now Varis, as she tried to pass off, is knocked down hard way out front by Garena. And that will be Emily's 4th personal foul. That will also put the Poets over the team foul limit. So the final 4 minutes will involve free throws for the Lopes for every infraction. Holland back in, Pieta out. As Nicole Powell going to start going to her bench. And here is Sammy Oliver Alexander checking into the lineup as Vanis goes to the line, and the first free throw is not good. And this is the first action for Sammy Oliver Alexander, the 5'10" graduate assistant from San Jose. Next free throw also not good from Varis. So Powell with an opportunity, with the outcome no longer in doubt, to give some of her bench players some work. Garena turns around, shot won't go, fights to get her own rebound. She'll muscle it back up, and she'll get it. She and Balagay having quite a tussle underneath. And now Nicole Powell just wants to call a timeout just to get some reserves in. So Varis will check out, but no huddles necessary. So it's Brown, Holland, Balagay, Sammy Oliver Alexander, and Jada Moss. The 5 on the floor wearing the home white of GCU and cruising. Oliver Alexander now for Jada Holland. Holland, stop at the free throw line, can't get a shot off. Inside Balagay. Balagay working inside, has the shot knocked away. Garena with the weak side help. And the Poets come the other way, and that's another turnover on an unforced error. And once again, it's Berberabe and Garena not on the same page. And that has certainly been the main frustration for 4-year head coach Roy Dow. About to see his team fall under the 500 mark at 5-6 and lose their second straight before the holiday break. Out front, Sammy Oliver Alexander, three-pointer won't go. Balagay fighting underneath for the rebound, and it's swatted out of her hands, out of bounds. The Lopes will get it with a fresh 20 on the GCU shot clock. 2:44 left to go in this one. Lopes will have a week off and then head to Northern California to take on the California Golden Bears. That should be quite a test, and the final one before conference play starts in 2 weeks. Holland will hand off, but right there, as Brown got it, was Berberabe. Got the hand on it and forced the held ball. Lopes have the possession arrow in their favor, so they'll get it back. 10 seconds to get a shot up as Holland will drive. Now double teamed, has it knocked out of her hands, and that will trickle out of bounds. Shot clock now down to 6 as the Lopes will have it to the left of their own basket. Moss doing the inbounding duties. Gets it for Holland. Holland now start to drive. Stop and pop in the lane. High arching jumper won't go. Balogay going over the top. Didn't have the position. And Garena brings down the board. 2:19 left in this one. Berberabe around a screen. Fires from 15. That's off to the right. Balogay with a rebound. And Nicole Powell saying, hey, let's slow it down and get out of here without any injuries and with a dominant win. It'll be their most dominant win of the season. Moss drive all the way in. Scoop shot won't go. Balagay able to sneak in. Gets the rebound. Out to Holland. Fires a 3. No. But Garena running at her. Bounds into her. Picks up the foul. And that will be all for Emily Garena, who will foul out of the ball game with $1:51 left to go.
Number 15, Bella Robles. And number 22, Jenna Gillettes. Shooting 3, Jada Holland.
So Holland heading to the line. Bella Robles will check back into the lineup. She also has 4 fouls as Holland makes the first. Also into the Poets lineup for the first time as Holland makes her second free throw. Remember, fouled in the act of shooting a 3, so she'll get 1 more. Is Jenna Jelinas, the native of Anaheim, stayed in the LA area to play her college ball, a 5'9" junior. And Holland, a perfect 3 for 3 from the line to extend the lead back out to 34. And Mackenzie Bryce also checking in, so Roy Dow has pretty much emptied the bench for the final minute 46. Berberabi still running the show. Gets it out at the high post for Robles, who will start to drive on Balagay. Stop the dribble. Out front for Jelinas. Here's Berberabi. 90 seconds left to go. She'll stop and pop for 3. High arching shot off the back of the iron, not good. Scramble as Robles goes to the floor, goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lopes. So reset the shot clock. Looking to inbound, Sydney Mendoza-Beck, better hurry. Instead tried to throw it off the leg of Holland, who stepped away. It goes to Balagay, to Holland, to Moss on the other end for the easy lay-in. Been that kind of a day for the visitors. 77-41. Final minute of this one before the Lopes can have all smiles for the prayer at center court and then head to the holidays. There's a reach-in foul called on the Lopes, Sammy Oliver Alexander. That's only the second team foul, so with 56 seconds left, it'll be the Poets on the baseline to inbound. Gets it low block, and there's Mackenzie Bryce. Can't get the shot to go. Follows, and that one is blocked nicely by Jada Holland. So Holland will control, will call out a set play, but of course wants to use some time if she can. Here's Tiana Brown waiting for a Balagay screen. 14 on the shot clock. Moss lob inside. One hand catch by Balagay, but then she has her shot blocked, goes to the floor. Bodies all over the place, and a held ball will send it the other way for the final 29 seconds of this one. So Balagay with some hustle points. And Sydney Mendoza-Beck will bring it across the time stripe, likely for the final time. Here's Mackenzie Bryce out front for Bella Robles. A dozen seconds left to go. Turning around is Jelinas, has it fumbled, gets it back on the baseline, 7 seconds. Now gets it low block for Robles, fumbles, gets it back, fall away jumper, partially blocked by Balagay, and Sammy Oliver Alexander gets into the stat line with a rebound, and that's the way this one ends, as the Lopes win it handily, leading from wire to wire, scoring the first 7 points of the game, leading by as many as 41 points, and the final cushion is 36, beating the Division III Poets of Whittier College by the count of 77-41. And as you can imagine, the Lopes with a lot of balance and some impressive shooting from the field, 52% from the field, 43% from three-point range, making 10, count them 10, three-point baskets, 3 each from Tavia Rao and from Ven Lavaris. And the leading scorer is Deja Daniel with 16 points to go along with 7 boards. And Jada Holland with 15 points. She also had 5 rebounds and 3 assists, and she did it in only 25 minutes. And on the other side, Callie Kubel, the leading scorer in the season for the Poets, who averages 18 a game, was the only one in double figures with 10. So the homestand finish is perfect. The Lopes win all 3 on this holiday week homestand. They even their record at 5-5. The Poets dropped to 5-6, and so now the Lopes will head to the Christmas break and spend time with their families and get ready for one more non-conference test, which happens a week from today at 2 p.m. on the road in Berkeley, California. They'll take on the Cal Golden Bears, and then they will get ready for their next home game, which will kick off the conference season. WAC tournament play begins on Saturday afternoon, January the 4th, and they will be right here at GCU Arena taking on CSUB. That's Cal State Bakersfield. Should be a good tussle. Hope you will be in attendance right here at GCU Arena starting at 2, but if not, you can join us right here on GCU TV. Remember, the men's team will also start conference play that same day at Bakersfield in an 8 p.m. start. You can catch that on 1580 The Fanatic, and then they will be home a week from that game, Saturday, January 11th, as they'll take on Cal Baptist right here at GCU Arena. You can catch that either in person or you can catch that on Fox 10 Extra, GCU TV, and 1580 The Fanatic. Once again, we want to thank our great crew as they have been fantastic and shorthanded all week long, but you'd never know it by the great production values they've shown. Hunku Von Sale, Robert Purcell, and Haley James Hines. Also want to thank Al Porteous, who runs the show from GCU TV. And so that will do it from here, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And so until we talk to you on Saturday, January the 4th, we want to remind you that you can catch GCU everywhere you go on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So the final score again from GCU Arena for the final time in 2019. It's the Grand Canyon University Lopes 77, the Whittier College Poets 41. This is Jim Howell saying happy holidays and have a great afternoon, everybody, and go Lopes.